basically, with any test, light goes up on the okay, I'll finish first. Basically, with any test, of course, light goes up on the dyno, rear wheel spins on the drum. Drum has a sensor, counts how fast it goes. Spark plug lead hooks up on the primary side of the ignition, read RPM, and therefore we can decipher horsepower, torque, RPM, time, speed, blah, blah, blah. Other inputs that we have the ability to measure are 0 to 5 volt references, boost pressure, air fuel ratios, so on and so forth. We also have different softwares depending on what bike and what tuning state we're using. We can pretty much tune any bike, any software, but we prefer to stick to just Victory and Indian only because that's what we specialize in. This one here is a, what's this, Josh? 116?
Yeah, 116. A 116 that we're actually finding a little harder to tune on certain things than the older bikes were. So we're learning, just like every day, man. It don't matter what you do, they change something. You think they're the same bike, and then all of a sudden you're like, man, they've changed it. You gotta fight it. So every day for us is the same thing.
Yep.
You know,
every day's a learning curve.
Yeah.
So we learn as much as we can so that we can hopefully.
That's why we specialize, because we can be the best. You know, you get in here and you're tuning Harleys, you're tuning Yamaha, you're tuning whatever. You lose what you lose stuff. You don't pick everything up that you can. You might learn something from a different bike, but the only way to do it is just keep picking away at the same thing and getting the best you can at it. You know.
So Josh is just going to make a pull or two on this and show you.
I was just showing you guys here. This has got a Power Commander 5 on it. So that's the older program that they have, and I know a lot of guys, I'm sure you guys have all seen on the internet about the CX tuner and stuff like that, how that's the new greatest thing. It does have a lot of very good features, but it also doesn't do certain things as good as the older stuff. So for fuel tuning and stuff like that, we really prefer the Power Commander 5. They used to be great, but then they took a certain feature away from us with timing, so we can't add timing anymore, so that really hurts performance, and you can really make a bike a lot better when you add some timing to it. So that's why that CX we've been using, and it's the newest thing, and a lot of people want it because they think it is, you know. And that's where we're having some problems on certain things, because they don't do the fuel side of tuning as well as the Power Commander does. So I'm sitting here and twist throttles and see what we got going on, you know. But here's when we tune with these here, you tune for each cylinder. You start at 0% throttle, which would be idle, and you go all the way to 100, which is this side. Down on this side here is RPM, so you can correlate. Your air fuel comes up on a graph, and you can see where you need to make your adjustment, what RPM, what throttle position, and stuff like that. These ones are a lot faster than the CX tuner. I'm going to open this up and you'll see how fast it is. Takes a minute to open up. And they both tune different ways. So the CX tuner is going to tune it off of your map sensor. It's a map-based tune. It uses map sensor and load and a couple other things to get your fueling and where it needs to adjust. This one's off of RPM and throttle position. Just a little simple. The map-based tune is good because you can cover more load, more areas that you don't get with the RPM and throttle position. How many of you guys have had your bikes tuned anywhere else? You? Yeah. Nowhere else? Been on dynos ever or nothing? No.
Got a coupon to get it done here now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was seeing coming. Yeah, let's take it through. So we're just going to
I think USB interface can't open up that.
Oh, that one's it's going to be pretty loud.
Okay, here's something. So most people, and here I'll tell you the number. We ended up real quick, 110 horse, 131 foot-pounds. Something that a lot of people get caught up on is just looking at numbers. On a dyno graph, and I tell a lot of these guys, don't even look at the numbers. There's more information in those lines than there are in those numbers. And in the tuning process, by looking at the shape, configuration of those lines gives us more information than those numbers do. Those numbers are just a representation of where the bike should be with a certain combination on it. But the ideal thing for a good tuner is to look at the lines on how they're formed, where they start, their shape.
Down here you're looking at where your torque is when you're first getting in your throttle, so 1,700 to 2,000.
If you guys need to come further to get on video, by all means, come on up.
And I was talking about adding timing before, and if you can see this, how it's kind of wavy all through here. Usually when you add some timing, this will smooth out, and you'll get a nice curve that you see, everyone online, you get the nice sweeping curve. You get some timing in there, that'll smooth that out. That's what we're working with right now, and this one is trying to get that to smooth out a little bit more with the CX too.
So also right now, Josh is running the old software, which is a little bit quicker for quick tunes. We have more advanced software for doing more in-depth R&D and other software configuration, stuff like that.
See how quickly the torque takes off in comparison to RPM, engine speed? So that's important too. Normally the ramp starts a lot lower and peaks later. So with this tune, you got 80+% of your torque in at extremely low RPM.
Right, we're at almost 120 foot-pounds at 2,500 RPMs. So.
And when you take the things out of the exhaust and tune it that way, what is that?
When you're taking the cats out?
No, the
Oxygen sensors. Okay, so one of the things about, and this, when someone says, what's the best fuel management system? I say, they haven't made it yet.
Yeah.
And this is the biggest reason. You tune in a format that is perfect for the day, for the motorcycle on that day, and the conditions that we're experiencing at that time of tune. Once you upload or download, however the process becomes, that information into the bike, it becomes static. The tune becomes static with the dynamic ability of the rest of the motorcycle's stock components to make changes for those periods of time. Air temp sensor, map sensor, head temp,
altitude.
Well, map indicates altitude. Map is manifold absolute pressure, so that's a configuration of atmospheric and
Air
intake.
density. Yeah.
So the tune will never be 100% all the time. It's just the way it is. It needs, in order for that perfect fuel management, it needs to be 100% dynamic and instantaneous for tuning. Because conditions, due to different conditions daily, your percentages become off from the percentage of tune that you had and the bike's ability for its OEM side of it to make changes according to that mapping. So we actually are diving into dynamic tuning, which hopefully we'll have available before springtime. And just like everything else, no, that still isn't going to be the best fuel management out there. It still has to be suited for individual needs also. But we are working on whatever avenue we can to try to make things better across the board.
Daily tune from,
Yeah.
spring to summer, stuff changes so much. Humidity changes a big time too, because it changes air completely, makes it more dense. Right one day, and then the next day, there's no way to make it perfect.
And that is why we don't have any noise issues.
Like in South Carolina.
But, so we just want to give you guys a quick overview on the dyno stuff.
Thank you.
Book your